Hey everyone, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Thank you for being with me here today. Tonight I have a reading for you on timings. So for those of you that have been interested in timings as far as when you're going to meet your person or when certain things are going to happen for you in your life, there's specific techniques and ways to read the cards where you can predict timings. So tonight we're going to be taking a look at when will you meet your person and what are the factors influencing that in a spread that I learned from a very cool teacher that I met recently at an event. So, well, first of all, before we start, you guys need to know these piles. So pile 1 is the amber. Pile 2 is the serpentine. Pile 3 is the cat's eye. And so these 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, timestamps will be linked in the description. Please pick your pile, whatever floats your boat from an intuition perspective. And if for some reason that pile isn't resonating, please feel free to pick another one or look at all. Maybe you have multiple people coming towards you. Who knows, right? So we're gonna pull, with that being said, I'm gonna put aside piles 3 and 2 for now. We're gonna do a specific card spread here for pile number 1. If you're here for the amber stone here, and your question is, when will I meet my person? And what are some factors influencing that? Let's take a look at your question, pile number 1. So pile number 1, when are you going to meet your person and what are the factors influencing that? Okay. Okay. So the question has to do with when are you going to meet your person? At the bottom of the deck is the Death card, showing that there are major transformations happening for you right now, pile number 1, and that you might be just caught up in the details right now with the 3 of Pentacles, and you might be just tending to the everyday garden of what's going on and what's happening in the physical 3D, but that on deep levels, that in order to meet your person, deep transformation and deep change needs to happen. And, you know, luckily or unluckily, we're in a phase right now in humanity of deep transformation and change anyway in 2020. So this tells me that you are at the beginning of a new cycle with the Death card here on the bottom of the deck. You are at the beginning of a new cycle. You might have been working with somebody else on another relationship for some time. And this relationship might have taken up a lot of your energy, like mentally, and emotionally, spiritually, spirituality. Like this person may have taken up a lot of your time, and you might have been like walking through a maze with this person for a while, and that could have been blocking the beginning for you, because with the Page of Cups here as your timing card, with cups, we always look at flow, connection, ease, innocence, having a young heart, especially with the Page of Cups, having a young and open heart. And especially with the future here as being this Page of Pentacles. So this is in the future position for you. So you have two pages in the future. You have your new love coming through as the Page of Cups in timing, and then you have the Page of Pentacles. So I think, you know, getting out of any situation that you were in before where you felt like you were doing all the work and you were the one that was basically keeping the relationship together. And eventually you had that realization with the King of Swords, right? You had that realization. And this could be something that happened long ago that is still sitting with you. It doesn't have to be like the most recent relationship that you had. It could be a pattern for you. It could be something that happened long ago, but essentially the feeling of having to carry all the weight. Now I see with the Page of Pentacles here that you're no longer carrying the weight of everything else. And with his sandals on and his feet exposed, and he's just with himself, with his pentacle here, you can see that, you know, you've gotten wise to some of these patterns and you are relaxing and taking it easy in the future. And that this is going to help you lead into this new beginning with a brand new person, a type of person that you have never been with before. And when we see the pages as a timing card, it doesn't really give us an exact time. It just says it's the beginning. It's the beginning of a new cycle. So in that case, it's saying as soon as you get out of this old cycle of kind of having to do everything and carry the weight, that you're going to be in this new cycle with the Page of Cups, and you will have like a new love, a new innocent and sweet new love. And this just shows where you are right now versus where your future partner is at. And so it shows right here that there's some clinging going on right now that, you know, that you are, like, it's so funny because I see the sandals and this empty, you know, or the bare feet here in both of the pictures. With this pictures with the feet, you might be a Pisces, or the person that you're going to end up with might be a Pisces. And 4 might be a significant number for you too. Like maybe you're born on the 4th or something like that. But this this miser here with his pentacle right now is basically saying, you know what, I am focused inward and I'm not really trying to look at anybody else right now. I am holding on to what I have. And you can see that, like, you know, there's this bag I've never even noticed behind him where maybe he's got 20 other pentacles behind him as well that he's holding on to. So sometimes with the 4 of Pentacles, it means that we've held on to too much for too long, and we need to loosen up on the rigidity, right? That's where you really want to just go to being free and being easy with things, especially if you've been concerned about like how you're going to support yourself in situations going forward. And I don't mean financially, although it could be that, but I mean more like support yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually in relationships that are going to be coming up around the corner for you. So the question is, how do you support yourself without becoming too contracted, right? Without becoming too contracted. Like, I can't give 1 inch, not even 1 inch, because everyone takes a mile, right? Like, I'm just feeling the urge to throw this 4 of Pentacles into the fire right now. Although I'm not going to, because I love the tarot cards and they all have great medicine to share with us. But, you know, at the same time, I feel this is something you should let go of, right? You don't need 4 Pentacles. You just need the 1. Like, you're fine with what you have, and you can trust yourself. You don't have to just like hunker down and only like focus on what's in front of your eyes in the 3D, right? This is like the 3D is the slowest way to manifest. And it's like saying, I don't want something unless I can see it fully, right? I don't want something unless it's fully presented to me in the 3D, which the Page of Cups is asking you to be more open, more receiving, more gentle, in order to get into the flow of what this new relationship will look like. This Seven of Pentacles for your person shows me that your future person is moving kind of slowly too. If you thought you were moving slowly, it shows that they've stagnated on their growth a little bit. Like they've built what they can. They've done a great job building what they can, but there's a boredom and a stagnation, and kind of like an unhappiness with what is, right? And so I can see in this Seven of Pentacles, it just seems to pop off for me. So this person needs to sort of find acceptance and get happy with what is and the way things are, and then they can head in your direction, right? So I think a lot of times when we think about when am I going to meet my person and when are we going to come together, it's like, well, not only do you have to get on, you know, the evolutionary path you're supposed to be on, but that person does too. And I do think if you are meant to be with someone in this lifetime, that there is communication that happens in the astrals that you both could be aware of. And that's why I'm seeing the Magician here as the outcome, because together you guys are going to shake off these like 3D burdens and come together in the astrals and basically help each other along and give each other the tools that you need to move forward on this connection. So a lot of us understand that manifestation, when it hits the 3D, like when this table shows up in the 3D, it was already thought of, it was already brought down, it's already been here, right? This is the last realm of manifestation. So the Magician is really getting into the pre-manifested realms and saying, how do we push this forward in the predestined and pre-manifested realms, right? And so that's what's stirring the pot for you guys. It's going to stir you both out of this kind of comfortable clinging to what is, and is going to clear the way for a new beginning, right? It's going to clear the way for the new beginning. And I don't have timing with the Page of Cups. I'm not able to give like an exact time frame on that. But let me pull some other cards here and see. And sometimes that's the way it is with the cards. You know, it is what it is. You got to keep doing what you're doing. And you got to keep heeding the messages and getting there in your own time and way. And certainly a little magic never hurt, right? It never hurt. It never hurt. If you, I love this Queen Elizabeth root oil that I've been using. It's a hoodoo oil, and I take baths in it, and I wear it at night, and it's to increase your self-worth and your self-confidence. It's to help draw in, you know, the right attention from the right people, not the wrong people, at their own, you know, will, not forcing somebody. I'm always against the magic that has you like come hither and things like that. I'm not super into that kind of magic, because the other person, I don't want them to come hither because I've done magic. I just want them to come hither because they want to. But there are certain things that you can do, right, to kind of speed it up from a magic perspective. And I think that this card here is, you know, maybe some red roses on your altar. Maybe buy yourself flowers every Friday on Venus Day are some things that you could do to kind of get into this flowing, kind of loving, oceanic vibe of the Page of Cups. And I just had one that jumped out, and this that jumped out is the Shine card. It's the Sun card. And basically it's reminding you to keep shining, you know, keep working, keep shining, keep pushing forward. I mean, the Shine card is in a complete contrast to this Four of Pentacles, which is clinging and holding on, maybe holding on to the past, right? And so I got really excited when I saw this Shine card for you, pile number one, because I feel like it means like let go, right? Shine your heart, let go. It's okay, move on, right? Be joyous, be free, be passionate, right? Be like the sun, and that's going to lead you into this new beginning here with this Page of Cups energy. So pile number 1, those were your messages. I hope that that helps you on your journey. And with that, let us move on to pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. If you, whoopsie, it's slipping right, the energy is very jumpy tonight. I just got to ground in for a second here. If you chose pile number 2, you picked this beautiful Pacific Northwest Serpentine stone. And your question tonight is, what is the timing of your next relationship or your next person? Who is your person? And what are the factors influencing this timing, okay? So we're doing timing spreads with the tarot to look at when your person is coming in for you. And what factors may be influencing this? Yeah, okay, I'm going to okay. So as I was shuffling, I'm seeing the Prince of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this could be coming in for you sooner rather than later. With an overall, like whatever the energy of this deck is, it could just be coming in a lot faster than you might think. Now, something as I was shuffling, I got information that told me that pile number 2, you're feeling beleaguered, right? The energy that you're putting out is feeling beleaguered in the sense that it's like, when is this ever gonna change? Like losing hope a little bit, which is interesting because the 5 of Pentacles is in the timing position here. So I do feel like you are in the past, like you were excited, you traveled, you were open, you might have tried many different multiple relationships, you might have been dating multiple people at one time, you might have traveled around and met different people, like this very youthful kind of an energy that picks up in the past where you were just like, hey, I'm about to set sail and is somebody coming with me? And then, you know, in the present moment, the Ace of Wands, I would usually read as being like very sexual and excited, and maybe that is you too. But in this particular deck, it's more of it feels like a lot more effort for something that may or may not work out, right? It's putting passion, putting energy, putting time, putting effort, but is it really gonna work out? Is it really like, you know? And I can see that there is some element of that going on with you, pile number 2. A little bit like losing faith or kind of losing hope. And yeah, and anyway, and I can see that in the future here with the King of Swords, his arms are crossed. His body language is basically like, I'm not having it. Like, you can amuse me, it'll be funny, I might enjoy what you have to say, but I'm not having it, right? So I do feel like there is some, and also on the positive side with the King of Swords, it's also being able to make really good decisions. If you just were kind of like all over the place in the past with your relationships, just throwing energy at various situations and things like that, this King of Swords is telling me not so much anymore in the future. You're not throwing your energy at everything. You're not barking up every wrong tree that is presented to you. You're kind of like, not today, Satan. So I think that there is an element to that, and good on you, pile number 2. Good on you for realizing some patterns and kind of like using your analysis and your logic rather than just running all over the place. And there's something to be said for running all over the place and having fun. And I don't doubt that you didn't do that in the past, right? But the future shows you becoming a little bit more serious about what other people are presenting to you and judging that on whatever merits that they're presenting. And if you're not into it, you're just like, I don't even want to hear it. And so there is an element, of a world-weary traveler here with this pile. And the 5 of Pentacles in the timing positions, I'm just going to grab my sheet here. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles says that your person is coming during Taurus season, and we have Taurus time coming up here. And that's why I was saying, oh yeah, with this Page of Swords, like something coming in very quick. We've got Taurus coming up from April 22nd to May 21st. So you might very well meet someone during this time. It might come up for you rather quickly. Even if it comes up rather quickly, I do feel like when you meet your next person, you both might not be in the greatest space, which is why the 5 of Pentacles is coming up here. So the message is to take things slow with this person. And I'm not saying that you can't have like a beautiful, wonderful relationship with this person, because you have the 7 of Pentacles here as the outcome. You very well may be able to. This person might have nice, strong arms and be very hardworking and be really sexy to you, so it's kind of Taurus, right? That's kind of maybe the person that you're gonna meet is a Taurus, right? Or some other fellow earth sign, either Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But to me, this person on this 7 of Pentacles even looks like a Taurus. He's got those strong arms. He's in the earth. He's by the trees. Maybe you'll go for a beautiful walk with this person or on a date with this person, right? Maybe we'll be done with quarantine at the end of April and then you'll go meet someone. However, I think in the background, one thing to be careful of is in the background noise that you guys on your first meeting, you might be in very different energetic spaces. Now, don't let that hold you back or make you slip into these feelings of nothing ever works out, everything's hopeless, I've lost faith, I've lost hope, right? Don't let that make you slip into that focus, because I think it's important that you go out with this person several times and see what the feelings are, because this is something that might take a little bit of time to develop. But because the energy in the space that you guys are going to meet in, I see here, you guys might meet on a full moon, first of all, where energy is very high. And I don't know when the full moon in Scorpio is in May, but I'll have to check that. Maybe I can put it in the comments. But you guys might meet during a full moon, which emotions and energies always run a little high during those times. And I just have to say that on the actual day of the date, I mean, if you guys can go outside in your first couple dates, please do it, because I think it's going to temper this energy that both of you might be coming in with, which your person might be a little bit aggressive and excitable and aggravated, a little aggro, maybe stuff at work, maybe just having come out of this quarantine, maybe just upset with the way certain things went, maybe not in the greatest space. And then you are just going to be wanting like peace and quiet. And if somebody's voice is very loud, or somebody has energy that's just spiky, kind of spiky energy, you're gonna feel like, I think you're gonna feel rubbed a little bit the wrong way by that. And so it's gonna be important to just hold the space for that and to just kind of tend to your garden, right? Stay in your lane. Be responsible for the energy that you're bringing in. Hold space for somebody else, but don't let anyone else sort of aggravate or aggro your energy. And I think, like, you know, there's so much peace and so much stability in this Seven of Cups here, or Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles here, that I feel like, you know, if just give it a little bit of time and let it grow, and it's going to be just fine. And let's pull an advice card here as well. This person might also be like very happy that you're a person that had a more adventurous past, and that you've traveled, or you've done things with your life, or you've been kind of a fiery person. They might really resonate with you on that too, but be wanting to have something more stable, which is great, because I think that's probably what you want at the end of the day too. So what is some guidance here for pile number 2? Okay. All right. Pile number 1 got the same card. It basically says, in the meantime, don't let anybody dull your shine, right? Like, if we look at this King of Swords and this Five of Pentacles here, the King of Swords seems to be saying, not today, step off. And this Five of Pentacles is looking pretty ragged. So in the meantime, you're meant to shine. You're meant to have like a lightness of being, to really love yourself and embrace who you are, like on an individual level, before you meet this person. So I definitely think you're going through an upgrade at this time. You're getting energy in to heal you. You're shining more. You're doing more with your time and your effort and your energy. And that's going to help you kind of block bust out of this energy, out of the Five of Pentacles energy, so that you can really hold a peaceful space when you go to meet up with this person. So anyway, pile number 2, I hope you found your reading helpful. Hope that was interesting for you. And with that, let us move on to pile number 3. So for pile number 3, if you chose the cat's eye, very cool cat's eye here, this is your reading. Our question is, what is the timing? When are you going to meet your next romantic partner, and what factors are influencing it? Ooh, I like this reading, pile number 3. So, for your card, a lot of times, for your timing card, a lot of times we don't use like major arcana cards for timing cards. But in your case, you have 3 majors in your readings here. In your reading, you have Temperance, Justice, and you have the Judgment card here. So for you, for Justice, I'm going to say your timing is during Libra. It's during like September 21st to October 20th of the coming year. So this is Justice, and I do think with Justice and all these, I keep hearing divine timing, of course. There's some big themes happening in your life right now with this spread here. Like this spread, this is a lot that you have been going through. So for pile number one, I see you in the past, you may have been a married woman or in a long-term relationship. You may have children. You may be an empath and a healer. You might have been helping to fix other people in your past relationships and taking care of people. You might have been really tuned into yourself emotionally and into others emotionally as well. You might feel very good in places that are warm, that are around water. I mean, most of us do, but you might feel extraordinarily good around that. Your present moment looks challenging, and I think, to say the least, with what's been going on with the coronavirus and the shelter in place and people with their jobs and money and children and all of that. I mean, Nine of Swords is kind of what we're all going through right now. And I would say that the Nine of Swords, maybe you're a healthcare worker, maybe you are an essential worker of some sort, and you're worried about things. And the Nine of Swords is, you know, like kind of a PTSD card for me as a reader. And so there could be like a sense of foreboding and just a generalized sense of anxiety that you're feeling right now. And you might be quite tired and wiped out as well. And it could be with the combination of the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Swords, you've been like taking care of others a lot. And so, you know, it's wiped you out in a way. And with Temperance here, it just shows in the future, you're going to be receiving angelic healing from Archangel Raphael and Gabriel are here to help aid in your healing. And with this rainbow, it's like just flowing from the divine into your cup and back and forth. Whenever I see Temperance, particularly in this deck, I always think of your spirit guides, your angels. And I also think here too, for you guys, there's a big difference between the Queen of Cups and Temperance, in the sense where the Queen of Cups she's a very emotional woman, and she can be very private and internalized and not necessarily letting people in. And with Temperance, it's like you're more letting others in, you're letting others help you more, and you're not always just constantly giving and giving and giving, like always in the giving position without receiving. And I think, you know, a mantra that you could use in the meantime while you're working on some of these issues, pile number 3, is to, you know, say, I am open to receiving. I want to receive, like, universe bless me. I am here to receive your divine love and your grace, right? Temperance is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. And it certainly shows a slowing down in just like over giving to people constantly. It does show like a slowdown in that area and more moderation and more ease in that area so that you're giving to yourself as well, which I love. So that kind of shows where you're coming from, pile number 3. And as I said, your timing card here is Justice. And since I'm doing a general reading here, this could be for multiple people, but also I saw the Queen of Cups here as a married woman. So maybe you are divorced or you've been going through a divorce. And if that's the case, you're waiting on some legal documents, etc. I'm looking at fall. The fall season here is a time when those issues are going to be sorted, and also possibly when you can meet the next person that you're going to be with as well. There's some formalities that have to go into place, right, before you step into this next relationship. And speaking of formalities, this is showing your energy when you and that person finally meet. So this is the Judgment card. Like, you are in a major awakening right now. You are in it. And for me, this is a past life card too. So when this comes up, like, this could be somebody you knew in a past life for sure. And you're gonna be feeling really awakened when you meet this person. You're going to be feeling very different than you've felt at other times in your life when you meet this person. And I definitely see you having a past life somewhere with this person, maybe like Argentina or Chile or down in Patagonia. I feel like you guys know each other very well in a past life. This person, and you might be in a very like serious state when you meet this person, and this person might be more in a kind of show off, like, look at this, look, trying to kind of impress you and show off a little bit, which is cool because it means like they like you and they want to talk to you and chill with you, but you're like, can't you see I'm going through the biggest like spiritual upgrade of my entire life? And they're like, look at my car, look at my, and I don't see them being arrogant. I just think that they're a very together person. They've been single for a while and they're excited to meet someone who is like so deep and so interesting that they're going to kind of be pulling out the stops in order to get you to kind of get on board with them. And what they desire with you is the 10 of Pentacles. This is the outcome card, which is, a gorgeous card. I was going to say a fucking gorgeous card to have for an outcome in a romantic reading. A lot of people look at it as a maybe possibly a marriage card, or at least for me as a reader, I look at this as a traditional relationship. So this person is going to want to have a traditional relationship with you. And if that's something that you want, if you just got out of a traditional relationship and you're not trying to get in one, it might be a little bit weird because you might be in a deep transformational space where you just need to be in freedom and ritual and just enveloping yourself in the mysteries of life. Whereas this person's like, let me take you out on a fancy dinner date, etc. And I want to have a baby. I want to have our pets can play together. We're going to have this gorgeous house as well. Look at this, right? And you might kind of be like, I'm going through it, So a little bit different energy there. I feel like that, but this person's going to come through. And if that's something that you have wanted and you felt in the past, like very beleaguered and like you were just giving your cup to everyone and kind of holding space for everyone, but somebody else wasn't like doing it or carrying their share of the load, this person wants to come in and carry their fair share of the load and show you like what you can actually have with them. And if that's appealing for you at that time, you might decide to take it. Let's see what energy, what other guidance we can get here from this deck. You got Temperance twice, okay? So your guidance is Temperance. That is your guidance. And it looks like here, this balance, this harmony, this merging, this masculine and feminine side, like merging together, this cosmic king and queen, this gorgeous romantic energy that is definitely in you. Even if, things have been hard and they haven't always been equal and you've really needed to have balance in your relationship, right? And somebody who loves themselves enough to be able to give you what you want and need. And I think sometimes that's hard to find because a lot of times people have blocks to loving themselves. They're very self-critical. They don't like themselves very much. They self-sabotage. They accept situations that are not good enough for them. Like the caliber of person that you want is somebody with depth, maturity, somebody who can help balance you out as well. And so this is your guide. Temperance is your guide. If you have any like symbols that like a yin and a yang symbol, or if you have tarot cards at home and you have the Temperance card, or just if you have anything that represents balance and harmony, like the color green, wearing the color green, you can see the green here. All of this promotes balance and harmony. And so the key to getting into this energy of partnership, of equal, and if you look at justice, even justice is weighing out the scales. It's balance time, baby. And that's the energy that I'm not going to say you should get into, but I'm going to say the energy that's beckoning you to get into if you want to. So you might be just so busy with your awakening that you might like be like, go balance your own self. I don't know. But at the same time, I have a feeling that the next person that approaches you in this time frame is going to be somebody that's going to be very appealing to you with the 9 and 10 of Pentacles. So this person is going to be like physically appealing, have their life together. So it's going to be hard to be like, no, thanks. I'm just going to pass. I'm over here in my dark corner, like reading my last rites. It's going to be a little hard to avoid. But anyway, thank you, pal number 3. What a fun reading. I hope everybody enjoyed their readings tonight, and we'll see you next time.